So yesterday we had, so today is January 24th. And yesterday we had, like at the beginning of the day, we were just holding down here. And I thought we were going to break this, but there was a lot of absorption at the lows. Then eventually when Trump spoke, we started coming back up. And like I said in my plan in the morning, if we accepted inside value for the previous session, then the target becomes value area high, which eventually we got there. And then we kept moving and broke towards the later part of the session. We broke above the high, so that we made that low was to the tick, and then we broke above the high, and the very end of the day we had a huge spike at the market on close, the 350 market on close. So after the spike, you can see that all the overnight session happened right above this distribution, right above this 2-day balance, and inside the spike, which is pretty bullish. And as long as we stay above here, then chances are we'll keep grinding higher, and we have all-time highs very close to here, so likely we're gonna head there, or attempt at least. You can see this big delta, negative delta right here at 65, 61, 66. Did I put that on my levels? Yeah, 61, 66 and a quarter, which is an area right here where we had a lot of absorption previously, and then we lost that. So likely this was back in December, so likely these positions are not here anymore, right? Because we had the big drop. But it's a level to pay attention to, because we had a lot of volume here, and usually those volumes are pretty relevant. But then again, we're close to all-time highs. We had that previous target pending, the 61.89, and we can easily get there today. Now, if we, for some crazy reason, sellers decide to step on the gas pedal, we are gonna look at acceptance below. So I want to see acceptance below the single prints, right? Below the overnight low, below this daily pivot, right, which is at 61.38. So acceptance below that then triggers a move down to the point of control, and you can see that this distribution is pretty shitty the way that it looks, right? Like there's really not a nice looking curve here, distribution curve. So sometimes when you have days like that, like we can move pretty quickly through value, because there's really no acceptance, right? This is showing that there's no one area where it's been accepted. It's kind of like grinding higher, looking for sellers. So we can move pretty quickly into this 61.21. You can see this low volume area, and also value area low from the previous day. But then if we keep seeing momentum to the downside, remember that this low is poor, right? It's to the tick to the previous day's poor low. There's and then we have a gap that fills at 60.93. So eventually, if we get to this area, this is going to become a magnet. Sellers are going to be looking at that to clean this up. But so far I'm leaning to the long side, and until if I see selling pressure and momentum turning to the downside. Lately, every time that we've seen sellers, we've seen lots of absorption. So if you have a footprint chart, that's very it's very useful to see that. You see the like when you're looking on ES, for example, right? You start seeing, let me see if I can show an example here. But yesterday, for example, let's see, in the morning when we started the day, started the session. Oh, and right now it's not showing me the colors because of how my chart is set up and all the volume that I had. But if you see we were coming down and you can see all this like big sellers, right there, 1,300 contracts there, but then we were not able to move any lower, right? Here too, right? Like they kept hitting this 61.12, and you could see like sellers being absorbed. I'm trying to find a good example, but I'm not seeing it now. Like you could see all this negative delta, and then we were not able to move lower, and then eventually starting pulling higher, pushing higher. You can see big orders coming in, and then we just kept moving higher. So anyway, you should see, if you have a footprint chart, you should see the absorption at those levels, and that should be a clue that it's not going to be easy to move in that direction. In Q, same thing, except that it's a little lagging. You see, it still hasn't broken this high right here, but it did have also the spike, and and we're trading in this area. So we have a pending target at 22,176, and then if we get above that, then 22,300 becomes the next big magnet. And then is this all-time highs for NQ also? Yeah. The 22, this is all-time highs, it should say. So all-time highs on the horizon, 22,450. And then another bullish imbalance target at 22,620. Same scenario if we start seeing sellers. This low is not poor like on ES, but if we get below that, then we have this gap that fills at 21,783. And like I was saying earlier, crude yesterday on Trump's comment came down, looked below this low distribution, and then it's bouncing back right now. So if it gets inside above 75.30, then very high chances that we hit the 75.80 and then attempt to test the high side of that distribution, because look below and fail, right? Now this is the green area that I had that was a low volume area. Now you can see that we put some volume there, so I'm gonna leave this where I see the support still is there, right? You can see that, or maybe here. This is the area where we found buyers, and now we have to get through this little hurdle right here, and then if that happens, then we could probably get there. Gold keeps going. The uptrend is still there. It's gonna look like also wants to go to all-time high. Everything's going back to all-time highs now, apparently. So we have all-time highs around here. Have to fix this chart because I can't see what this is. I have to make some adjustments, but let me see. Right there, 28, around 28,830. Wrong line. Okay, I'll fix that too. All right. Let's see what else. What else we got? Today we have PMI at 945, and we have University of Michigan at 10. Existing home sales at 10. So if a move that we want doesn't happen before right at the open, then we're probably gonna have some chop until 10 a.m. and then until 9:45, which is the news, and then at 10 a.m. another one. So maybe they'll push this to all-time highs with those releases. We'll see. All right. Good luck, everybody.